So you can kind of see, emerging markets actually was the winner of the week, as far as those returns are concerned and what we're looking at here. But if we pull back and look at like a year to date, this is a graph of year to date. EFA is going to be our international holding. That is ex-US. There's not a US included in that. Emerging markets is the EEM, and then our SPY, which is our S&P 500 index here in the US. So you can see it year to date, and EFA is just really taken off. So this is the whole idea behind you know that diversification idea that we always talk about. We're not always in international, and we're not always in emerging markets. There are times and places for things. Certainly, past decade, domestic has really outperformed a lot. But you are starting to see the rotation. A lot of it does have to do with the environment of the U.S., where all of the tariffs and everything that's going on is making it maybe a less attractive spot in the shorter term for a lot of the international dollars to flow, and so they've got to go somewhere. Um, it's just kind of an interesting analysis to look at a 30,000 foot view.
Yeah, it's very interesting because you have, over the last decade and a half, really since the recovery from the financial crisis, you've had the dollar milkshake theory, which is where, in general, us being the prettiest state to the prom, as the U.S. economy is sucking capital from the rest of the world. I don't think that trend's going to change, but definitely there has been some rotation in the short term, and it's we haven't, it's really hard to put your finger on it. I think a lot of it could be, especially with the EFA, could be picking up on the end of the Ukraine war, kind of some stabilization in Europe, which is going to help lower energy prices. It's going to help the consumer. The ECB has been cutting rates faster than the Federal Reserve, so we're seeing an increase in the money supply there, a little softer monetary policy coming out of the European Central Bank, and then emerging. If you think of who really stands to benefit a lot from the decoupling that seems to be taking place from China, as far as trade goes, is Latin American countries, a couple of Southeast Asian countries. But if you really think about the emerging markets, a lot of these countries really stand to benefit from taking some of the cheaper goods production away from the Chinese